My review of Hogwarts Legacy. As a streamer, no, we'll do as a player, I'll give it a 10 out of 10. It's just too damn good. It definitely starts to fall off a bit in the late game, and I'm not the biggest fan of I don't know, the animations, modeling of how a lot of the characters talk, and they can sound kind of robotic sometimes. But to be fair, that's the majority of games I play. It just seems like that's the current meta for dialogue right now, especially with a wide array of characters that all have unique voices and voice lines and everything. So I'm not too surprised by that. And it's not enough to dock a point because honestly, the gameplay, the story, everything about this game absolutely crushes it out of the water in every category. They have plenty of opportunities to make DLC and expand upon what they've already created, as well as plenty of room to make a number two. And it's just beautifully set up and well done in every category. The music is great. It feels like Harry Potter. The spells and everything that you do just screams Harry Potter. It all has that smoothness. The transition of the magic that you see in the movies is perfectly portrayed here, and every cast and every inch of Hogwarts itself is just done so beautifully well, and you can't not give it a 10 out of 10. Every category of class and little things that you would want from Harry Potter is pretty much present here. You got your herbology, you got the mystical animals, and you got stories all tied into all of these things, and you have so much more that they didn't even need to include. Everything involving your own room is so amazing and didn't need to be in the game whatsoever, but it was added all the same, and it just amplifies everything to the max. You have your own room, which tons of decorative options that tons of people won't even explore, but others will absolutely adore. You have so many collectibles and things to decorate your room, and then when you think it's done, boom, the walls open up, and now you have beasts that you could take care of, and you could decorate the beast area, and you're like, all right, this is cool, now I can put a bunch of beasts in here, and boom, now you have another beast there, and another beast there, and another beast, and it just keeps opening, expanding more and more and more, just giving you more room to do whatever you want to, and they give you the resources and tools to do so, and it's just done so perfectly well. I can say the combat can get kind of boring, especially getting into the later portions. There's a good amount of enemies, but at the same time, there's not really a good amount of enemies, and you just kind of end up just using the same amount of spells over and over. But I think they did well with what they put in, and like I said, the room for DLC for Beast, Herbology, enemies, everything is just, it's all there, and it's just, for this, it's more than enough. Like the amount of enemies and the uniqueness of the combinations of spells you can use and the upgrades that you choose to go with and everything all makes the combat still feel great. It kind of, like, by the time you reach the end of the game, yeah, it could get a little boring, you know? Like, yeah, I know how to handle these enemies. I know what combos are going to insta-kill pretty much everything I go up against. But that's just kind of, as you progress through the game, that's just going to happen. Like, they're not going to introduce a brand new enemy in the last hour of the game. That wouldn't make sense to do. So, it still has its own unique boss fights, though. And those are enjoyable, and honestly, just flinging around spells, doing the puzzles were also amazing. Puzzles are super well done, keeps you constantly on your toes, especially with the wide variety of spells they give you. They give you so many spells. Like, you have, 16 slots for spells that you can shuffle through, and it's still not enough slots. I still have to go into the book of spells that you unlock, because it's such a massive amount of spells, and again, that's just a crucial part of Harry Potter that they absolutely crushed, blew out of the water. And so that brings me to, as a streamer, game gets a 9 out of 10. Like, it's still all the way up at the top, maybe even a 10 out of 10. I think there's a few categories that are probably boring more so to watch for a viewer than it is to play as a player, such as some of the puzzles, like going around collecting monsters, feeding monsters, decorating. A lot of those things aren't really too exciting. They're just things that are enjoyable to do in the moment as you're just kind of in this world of amazement. But it's still, the story is more than captivating enough. The combat is crazy to see. Everyone wants to see you use all the spells and favorite ones from the movies, and which characters make reappearances, who do they know here, who do they know there. So there's absolutely more than enough to keep viewers interested. There is just a downtime here and there as you just kind of fly around, do whatever you need to do. And the downtime kind of sucks, but it's unavoidable. All the same, 9 out of 10. Absolutely highest of recommendations on this game. Would not be surprised to see this up as a contender for Game of the Year, because I don't think I've played anything that's felt nearly as polished. Not to mention, most games that are coming out right now are just released as garbage that can't run at the base settings. So for this to have everything just exceeding expectations and just feels amazing, it is amazing to play. Yeah, it's definitely Game of the Year material and deserves the 10 out of 10. So there you have it. That is my review of Hogwarts Legacy.